Hi everyone, I got here today a Dixon Soprano, which is an amazing Mark 6 copy, extremely accurate copy of a Mark 6, which I assume was made in Taiwan perhaps, or China, I'm not sure. I don't know a great deal about the history of these instruments, but I'm going to show it to you side by side with my Mark 6 Soprano, and you can see how very, very similar they are. Alright, let's go. So, firstly, it comes in a pretty cool case, actually. It's just got a bit of vibe to it. I like it. I like that case for the Soprano. Let's take a look at it side by side with my Mark 6. So this is the Dixon, and you can see it's got the same controversial palm key design as the Mark 6. And if I pan over to the Mark 6, it's almost identical. The placement of the tone holes, I can't really see any difference. This is a real one-for-one copy of this Mark 6. This Mark 6 is one of the later ones that was made about 1980, and so I'm assuming that this Dixon's probably from the 80s as well. Anyway, let's look at some of the differences. Some very slight differences in the shape of the keys here. You can see there's a single roller there on the C sharp key going to both the B flat, whereas there's two on the Mark 6. You know, these are very minor aesthetic details that I can find that are different. As we go down the horn, the placement of the lyre holder is different. It's on the front on the Dixon, and it's on the back of this Mark 6. I don't really use those at all, so this lever right here, very slightly differently shaped. If I turn the saxophone a little, there's a few different key. There's Dixon. There we are. There's a few different variant key shapes between the two. So there's a bit of a flare on it, almost Mark 7 like. Whereas there's the 6 there. The high F sharp key. Again, another little flare compared to the Mark 6. But I'm struggling to find much that is different. All the rods, everything seems to be exactly the same size, to the point where if I needed spare parts for the 6, I guess I could take it off the Dixon. It sounds alright too. I mean, I of course prefer the 6. But, oh yeah, there's sort of a strange thumb hook here, which actually looks like thumb rest. I mean, which looks like somebody's done that aftermarket. I don't think that's the original thumb rest. It looks to me like the original thumb rest was probably a black button like the 6, and you know, it's been lost and somebody's replaced it some point in the saxophone's history. It comes natively with a strap hook, which the Mark 6 did not. This strap hook was fitted after the fact. Yeah, but as I go down the saxophone, really, it's basically the same saxophone. They're exactly the same length. Exactly. It's really quite something. All right, I'm going to play it for you. So here we are. I'm going to play the Dixon, and then I'm going to play my Mark 6 over there, so you can hear them compared. One thing to note is the Dixon, it is on a selection of kind of old pads, and when I got it, it was leaking, and I kind of floated some pads and got it, so it's basically working. But the Mark 6, on the other hand, has brand new pads and is firing on all cylinders. So that's one thing to note. It feels slightly more resistant to me. I think that's just the adjustment is not 100% in line. But here we go anyway.
that soprano. Let's have a go at the Mark 6. Compare the difference.
Dixon Mark 6 copy. Everything, even down to this sort of tapered neck join line, which you see on the 6s, where there's a little, it's very, I don't know if you can see that in the video, yeah, maybe a little bit. It's a very slight taper, exactly the same as the Mark 6, in the same position and everything. It feels pretty close. Oh, here's another difference. The high E spatula has a little curve in it. I actually think that might be slightly, you know, on the Mark 6, it's ridiculously far away. The distance that you have to reach from here to here for that high E it's I don't know why they did that, but it's still a long way with this one, but it's just a smidge. The keys are a little smaller, maybe. It just doesn't feel like quite as, it's still not ideal, but it doesn't feel like quite as much of a reach. Anyway, that's the Dixon Soprano. If anyone wants to buy it, I'm going to sell it because it's superfluous to the requirements. I have a corner full of sopranos, and there's only so many sopranos that one man should own, really, ethically. So there we are.